During a media briefing yesterday, the ANC gave an update on developments regarding the party's planned December elective conference. It was announced that all members campaigning for leadership positions at the party's national conference will have to disclose their finances. This, the party says, will allow for a fair and even contest among members. The decision comes after the recommendation was raised by the party's electoral committee chair, Kgalema Motlanthe. ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe says the move would curb vote buying and strengthen internal party policies. We take a look at the feasibility of this announcement. We're joined by political analyst Dr Zamo Mbandlwa to weigh in. Thank you very much for availing yourself this morning, Doc. Taking a look at some of the guidelines and rules that have been set out by the ANC in terms of conduct of not only branch members but leaders at the highest echelons in the lead up to the elective conference. Do you perceive by and large those rules or some of those rules have been adhered to before we get into this latest announcement?
Good morning. Thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers at home. I think the ANC they've introduced different policies, but the problem has always been about the implementation. And there are so many rules that have been suggested by the ANC at a national level. But the problem has always been about the implementation. And even this one, I think the implementation of this particular notion that has been made by the electoral committee is there is no clear guideline on how they are planning to implement this particular plan. And if you look at the people that are contesting now, you can tell that those who are even sitting in this particular committee have a particular perspective. They do have their own preferred candidate, even though they cannot say that loudly or in the public space. But I believe that there is no one that is neutral, even amongst leaders of the ANC at a national level and even in the electoral committee. And I wonder why they decided to suggest this particular notion that people must be vetted or people must be scrutinized. And again, it seems to be very difficult to scrutinize everyone that is campaigning for a particular candidate, especially at a national level, because, there are people that are contesting, that are supporting a particular candidate from different provinces, different branches. So it's highly not possible for the electoral committee to scrutinize every campaigner because it's highly impossible, because people buy airtime for those who are campaigning for them, and they are also providing sometimes the petrol for those who are campaigning for them. They provide food for them. So it's highly, I don't think it's possible, because there are lots of activities that take place during the campaign. And for the electoral committee to scrutinize every sign that has been used by people that are campaigning for a particular candidate, I don't think it's possible, unless there's a way that they can do it.
So suggesting that what then this is for show, because you can ask for bank statements and for official records, but then you also have an issue of maybe monies being exchanged through suitcases or envelopes or through furniture.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's not possible at all, because remember, many people that are campaigning are not actually using the money that they receive from their salary. There are different sponsors, and those sponsors will not want to, sponsor the candidates using their bank accounts or their banking details. Of course, they might want to withdraw the money so that they sponsor their candidates using the hard cash. So how do you then scrutinize the hard cash that has been used to campaign by candidates? Okay, at this point, I think it's a good plan, just to make sure that everything is transparent and everybody can start on a fair playing field, whereby everybody will be known what they are doing and how they are campaigning. But I don't think it's possible. And I know for sure that in many conferences that have taken place now, money has been used and people have not used their own money from their bank accounts, so they use hard cash. So how do you then go around and say, where did you receive this particular amount of money? I don't think it's possible. But of course, maybe they are referring to a large amount of money or a bigger amount of money. It could be possible, but for you to scrutinize the airtime that has been bought for people that are campaigning, and also how much they've spent in buying food. So I don't think all those activities will be easily be accountable by those who are campaigning. And especially because at a national level, you are talking about different provinces, different regions, different branches. It will take a lot of time for the committee, unless they say they want to see the bank account of the candidates, how they've used their money. And then they also want to see the people that have sponsored the candidates using the EFT, because it will not be easy to track the hard cash. So by doing so, they can find what they are looking for. But the hard cash, I don't think it's easy to track the hard cash that has been used by candidates who are campaigning.
Dr. Zamo Mbandlwa is a political analyst. Thank you very much for availing yourself this morning.